Okay, are we live? Weird, it sounds better in my headphones. Okay, that's gonna be take 3 on this. Let's just see if we can share this old linky going. Gonna close down Firefox if it's still open. It's not still open. Okay. Right. So this is like the third attempt, I suppose, and we'll suppose if we work out if my audio is actually working, then what we can do is share the stream, I suppose. Um, how to do that? Right. Okay. I'm showing a participant. Is that just me? Am I the sole participant? My channel. Come on, my channel. Come on, my channel. One watching. So let's just see if I can share this. Okay, copy the linky, and let's go up to here. Okay, anyone in chat? Can you hear me? Okay, let's find Facebook. Facebook. I never use Edge. Um, Break. I don't even know what my Facebook login is. Can't remember. Right. This is really, really embarrassing, but there's no other way to get around this, I suppose, other than working out how the heck does this work? So default microphone, yep. So I'm showing done. That looks as though it's all good. Facebook is on. Yes. Um. Okay. So. Huh. Trovy. Okay. Let's do this. Ooh. Try this link. Try this link. Right to go live. I even got it wrong in my haste. I didn't take the picture. Okay, if we go ahead, we go ahead, we go. Okay, okay. I don't know. This is really, really funny. Let's try this again. Okay, link copied to Facebook. Oh man. Right, so let's go up here, up here. If anyone is watching this, can you just like pop a little link or pop a little comment in the chat box, and we will see if we can. Wow, this, yeah, we can see if this audio is going through. All right. Anything. 1, 2. What's going on here? Well, I can see something actually, because if I go to YouTube myself, it's really, really, really dodgy connection actually. It's really bad. I think you got very, very quiet. Okay, let's see if we can do something about that. That's me about as hot as I can go. Um, well, I can really hear myself quite hot in there as well. I'll have to turn that down a wee bit. Is that any better? 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2. There we go. Yeah, sweet. So that's my little PreSonus Studio 24C cranked all the way up. I'm on this thing here, which is kind of why I need to get myself something a little bit more condenser orientated. Okay, right. Is that any better? 1, 2, 1, 2. Testing, testing. All good. All good. Yeah. Fantastic. So I suppose I'm going to have to scrub those other videos that didn't really happen back there. uh, up about halfway. I'm right at the top of this, like, little dial. Fantastic. Okay. Since I've got a captive audience of what seems like two now, let's try some trumpet. This is a different mic, different channel. How does that sound? Anyone? 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 Bueller. Did y'all get some trumpet in your ear holes? Sweet. Right. So, oh, Carlos, how you doing, man? So, right. Well, I suppose I better get the thanks out of the way because that was the whole point of doing this thing right now. Um, the 5 minute long spiel that I did on the previous audio video with no chat on it was pretty much saying why I'm doing this today. And where are we? We're about half an hour down the road, as opposed to getting it started. So was out driving about, doing bits and pieces, and then got the email yesterday about the subscribers, 100 subscribers on YouTube. Yes. And I thought, yeah, I'll do the Instagram thing. I need to get my Instagram up and running. And then I did that. And I thought, you know what? I'm here anyway. Got a little bit of time this afternoon before getting back home to the farm. Let's go live. And then I realized I've not had a lot of success in this. So here we are now, a couple of false starts. And really, what I want to do ultimately with the live stuff is some live kind of online interactive lessons, some live online playing, recording as I go along. Now, I'm aware there are quite a few issues with input and output. Already dealing with that just now today, as you can see. I'm doing this in the Edge browser, which I never use. I'm always Firefox, but it seems to be there's a permission thing going on where the browser wants to do one thing, Windows wants to do another thing, and you have kind of what happened on the previous two attempts where there was no audio, didn't even have any video at one point. So ultimately, yeah, some lovely kind of live interactions and playing, whether that's just me messing around on trumpet or actually doing some interactive lessons. I think no, lessons are the wrong word. Sessions. We can't really play live between each other, as a good friend of mine, Mr. Quigley, said, we can kind of play at each other. But I suppose if we can get something going where we can interact, at least in a kind of live arena, is that a good word? Um, Maybe demonstrating some things, asking me to do some things, then yeah, something else to do, isn't it? It beats not having a gig, I suppose. No one has gigs just now, so we're all in the same boat. So trying to do something a little bit different and a little bit live is really what I want to get to with this. So initially, 100 subscribers on YouTube. Thank you so much, everybody. When I first started this, and you'll see this in some of the earlier videos on the channel, I'm sitting in the front room with that fantastic fake book um cupboard thing behind me on the wallpaper and etc. And dodgy light coming in from the window, which is a beautiful view of the golf course and this and that and everything else. So gradually I got the chance to get this place behind me that you can see, this little concrete box with all my various bits of foam and things on it. I've had to put internet in. And it's been freezing, absolutely freezing over the course of the winter. We've got two heaters, a wee halogen down here that thankfully isn't on just now, and a wee oil heater behind me as well. And that's kind of made it manageable. I'm pretty sure in some of the videos you can see like the breath in front of my face. Not there today because we're in double figures in terms of the temperature in here. I've not taken a picture of it yet, but in this massive big barn that we're in, which is called the Big Shed, on the grounds of Drumore House in lovely East Lothian, um, the guy who's kind of in charge of it, he's actually building two new suites, studio rooms, I suppose you could call them, pretty much like this, although they're actually a wood shell. So I don't know how that's going to work with the sound. But this room's getting given up because there's actually some. This is boring chat, isn't it? There's actually some plumbed in water and drainage, and he wants to use this room for something else. So Studio 10 is going to be moving. I don't even know if I've got a different name for the other. Maybe I have to call it Studio 10B or whatever. Add Studio 11. Maybe that'll probably be. But in terms of having this little room, having somewhere to do my YouTube content and record my videos, and I teach from here as well. This is like it's a perfect space because we got the family at home and it's the house and um Disney Plus features loads, and when there's loads of bandwidth going out and there's bandwidth coming in, etc., everything can get a little bit stuttery, I suppose, and a little bit fraught as well. I can't say Frozen 2, it keeps stopping. And it's like you don't want to be in like mid chat with your students and it all freezes up and the audio goes wonky and you have to repeat things or you're trying to demonstrate something and it freezes up. It's like, did you get that? Did you get that? Did you get what? Blah blah. And all of a sudden it becomes a little bit of a kind of a carry on, so to speak. So having this facility here has been absolutely fantastic. A little comment on some of the subscribers that we've got, and I hope I can remember some of their names. First of all, a guy who's come on recently and he's been messaging me loads on my Facebook page, Jan from Ukraine, I think it is. He's been doing some great stuff, and there's been some great chat with him. I have had some lovely comments from some of our very own local guys. Rory from Edinburgh, been doing some online stuff with him in terms of the lessons of my geo, and just people reaching out and saying, thanks very much for putting this content out there. It's great. People who don't have to like make any comment. And I know I'm the same when I go into some of my favorite channels. They might have like 80 subscribers, they might have 8 million subscribers. Like I'm sure some of you have been watching like the Perseverance robot landing in Mars and everything. So I've got about 3 channels that I've been covering that with. And it's like you never think to kind of sit down and make a little comment. So thank you very much to everyone, not only who has subscribed, but also who do comment or even like. And I think that's the biggest thing that a lot of people on YouTube are saying is like when you hit the like button, and I can see I've got no likes up here yet. Can I click it? Ah, I can't click my own like button. That's a scam. So click the like button. And seemingly this kind of pushes us up a little bit in terms of how visible the channel is. And I mean, ultimately, I want playing to be my main source of not just income, but interaction with music. However, um, benefiting from the work that I've had to put into really learning, I'm going to use the Maggio content because that's really what my channel has most been about just now. Learning the Maggio comment after the fantastic lesson that I had from Mr. Mike Lovett, and it really kind of got me into the mindset of thinking about a system and a study, etc., and how it's going to benefit me. Because very, very briefly, I got into this particular style of trumpet practice, I suppose, are the best ways to protect my teeth. My front teeth, you can't see it, and they're actually very, very slightly loose, as are my bottom ones slightly. And how can I out of line? Anyway, so um, going down the route of studying this technique has been a great eye opener for me in terms of just like how to interact with music, not in a gig sense. And I suppose honestly, really chasing every gig can become quite stressful. And to have all that removed in itself was really quite terrifying. And there's many, many aspects of it still that I don't know about the rest of you folks out there, anyone watching this now, or anyone who's going to be watching it in the future. I don't know how many of you still deal with the stress of not gigging on a daily basis, but maybe not a daily basis, but I do. I mean, I've still got some reminders that come in on my phone of like saying, blah blah blah, wedding, Pitlochry, 7 p.m. tonight. And it's like, oh man, I should be on a getting ready to go and do a gig. And apart from the obvious like financial or lack of financial income from that, there's all the mental preparation and physical preparation of practicing and everything and doing the gig and coming back. And so having this here and having the YouTube input and having the YouTube outlet as well for me, etc., has been fantastic. So I think we have no trumpet players online here. So what I'm going to do is for anyone on the channel who does jump on later and get a chance to watch this, first of all, please, if you're even just stepping in or you happen to stumble across this video, give us a wee like. It'd be great. It's really, really, really nice just to see all these wee likes and things comes in and comments, etc. So for anyone who's not really clued up on the trumpety stuff, the Maggio thing that I've been working on, it's all on there. It's basically about trying to have a fully supported embouchure that gives us a nice controlled sound from the bottom of our range, our written range on trumpet, is the bottom F sharp, as high as you may need to go or want to go. And a lot of us think trumpet playing, or a lot of trumpet players think it's all about the high notes, but having as nice a sound as possible is really what it's all about. You listen to any trumpet player out there who really, really, I think, enjoys the instrument and enjoys the making music side of it. Their sound is really what drives a lot of it. Certainly, that's what I try to get to as well. It's not just about squealing out high notes, but can you play a nice ballad? Can you play a nice ballad all night long? So, this is what Maggio very, very quickly kind of is about. So, I'm going to do a couple of wee things. I'm going to go down to a very, very low note, and then I'm going to go from that low note up to a middle note, and then I'm going to go from that low note up to a higher note. Okay, so the lowest note you're going to hear here is my pedal C. I'm going to start off on what is our third space C on the stave. So that bottom note there is a pedal C, no valves open. That's the most resonant sound that you really want to have. Now, from pedal C, the point of Maggio is to try and maintain that embouchure and that forward embouchure. That forward embouchure puts a lot of meat between our teeth and our mouthpiece. And that also means that all that lip in there can control what we're doing or what we learn to do with the airstream. So, same thing again. And we'll go up to round about the same area. So hopefully this is a little bit interesting for some people, and if there's any trumpet players do get around to seeing this, then you will see that there's no real change here. Now I'm pointing over that way because there's a microphone, so it's a little bit trickier to see. Ideally, I should maybe have the microphone about here or something. I don't know. So if we go higher than that there, what I'm going to do is slightly different, and this is an actual part of the Maggio. When we get to this lower pedal C trumpet players, we reiterate this pedal C twice. So we play the pedal C 3 times. We go from our bottom C down to the pedal C, play the pedal C another 2 times, take a nose breath, and then depending on whatever exercise it is that we're playing or lesson, they're all the same from a certain point. When we get to our certain part of the exercise, we descend to this pedal C motif, and then all the exercises carry on in different ways. So here we go. Who's in chat? Is it Alex? Are you still in chat? Is it yourself? I don't know how delayed this chat is. I don't know who's still listening. Probably nobody. Anyway, so what we'll do is we're going to try and play up to like what we consider a high note. So let's just go for our top C. Okay. And that's kind of it. That's like usually in a lot of the cornet repertoire. Certainly, if you look at books like the Arbin, etc., you don't really go above that note at all whatsoever. In brass bands, they've really got soprano cornets to go a lot higher than that. And once you start stepping into the commercial music scene, then trumpet players generally are expected to play a little bit higher than that. I think the most common range that we aim for once we start getting, yeah, I've got a top C. You think, I know I want a D, an E. But if you kind of get towards the F, G type area, so that is up on our fifth ledger line for trumpets, that is like a good usable lead range. And really, unless you're starting to get into some proper serious professional type playing or stylistic stuff, then you're not really going to work much above a top G. And the thing is, having that top G is great, but can you have it all night long? I think I can have it for about 15 minutes just now. But usually, lead trumpet players, or if you're a strong trumpet player and you're playing that register, excuse me, then being able to access that register at any point is what it's all about. And nicely, it's not just about smacking the thing with a sledgehammer and hope it comes out. Okay, so exact same thing down to the pedal C. And what we'll do is we'll maybe do it, we'll have a warm up to it. So give me a chance. We'll go F, F sharp, G. Okay. Not sure how loud it's coming across, but if you're thinking about a dynamic, or if you want to put a dynamic towards this, I'm playing these top notes on the softer side of a medium volume. Let's not worry too much about pianos and mezzo fortes and double fortes. Let's just think about soft, medium, and loud just now, okay? Um, and really, I'm just trying to support the note as best as possible. So that was F. Let's go for F sharp. Ooh, a wee bit squirrely. Okay, that was fine. That's okay. It's settled. It's settled. And let's go for our G now. Oh, fantastic. Okay, so we got it. It was there. And that's like the kind of the last parts of Maggio lesson one. And that descending pedal C motif is what we learn at the very, very beginning of the Maggio warm-up A. So that's where I started with the Maggio lessons. There's a couple of things on there. There's a couple of things I have to update as well. But that's kind of it, I suppose. Been on for a lot longer than anticipated. It's always a way. It's like, I'm just going to be 5 minutes. I am sure. So I initially started this at about 2:45. And through various false starts, it looks as I'm going to have to switch over to the Edge browser for this type of thing. Um, yeah, we're here now. We got I got a little bit distracted there by things popping up in the screen. Yeah, so hopefully there will be more live content coming. I would love to do some of these more in-depth demonstrations in a live scenario, partly because I can get straight into it in the session. When I do the edited ones, it's great because I can tag on the PDFs, etc. at the end. I suppose I could edit this video as well at the end of it too. But more than anything else, it's a little bit of a kind of a trial, I suppose, in terms of getting the audio working and getting the video and everything working as well. So I'm gonna check out of here in a couple of minutes and just seen a couple of messages that have actually come in on the phone. Listen back to it and we'll take it from there. I will try and maybe schedule um another one of our live sessions with some actual not scripted content, but maybe with a point to it, as opposed to me just wittering it on and coming up with some trumpet playing. But other than that, thanks very much for those that have chimed in, and thanks very much for the help with setting the microphone up. Thanks for the comments that did come in. And if you're watching this after the fact that it was live, leave some comments down below. Tell me if there's any live content that you do want to see. If you've got any suggestions as well in terms of things that you would like me to do live. I'm still trying to learn how to get content working alongside with me. I would love to really try and get away from the strictly studio orientated stuff to try and do some live things. Mr. Simon Finch has got a fantastic channel where he's doing. I'm not sure if he's actually streaming live. I think he's doing streaming live with Ableton Live and a lot of inputted device, schwa trumpet, and basically going for it live. So that's what I'd like to get to, as well as the instructive stuff. Okay, all. I'm out of here. Thanks very much. As always, stay safe and stay smart. And hopefully, we'll see each other soon in a live gig or in a pub. Who knows? Bye, folks. Bye bye.